Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So the question is that, do I really need to master all of grammar before I can begin accessing the books of the scholars? The answer to that question depends on what you mean by grammar, because there's a great deal of confusion I'm seeing out there. A lot of people, they think that just going through the Medina books like number one and number two is enough grammar. And then you should be able to extract vocabulary from books and use AI and use Google Translate and other methods to be able to build all the way to fluency. So what I would say about that is that there's a difference. There's a distinction between basic grammar and high impact grammar. And there's relative importance because all of the rules in grammar are not created equal. There's certain things that are more important. And there's elements that make the language unique. There's elements that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala engineered into the language. The Arabic language is different. The majority of meanings in Arabic, they don't come from words. They come from vowels and patterns and grammatical structures. And you need to agree to this, that the majority of meanings in Arabic do not come from words. They come from vowels and patterns and grammatical structures. So straight away, any approach that emphasizes building a vocabulary and says delay grammar is doomed to fail. It's fundamentally flawed. It's a colossal disaster. So for God's sake, if there's any charlatan out there telling you to focus on vocabulary and avoid grammar for 1 year, then you need to know. You need to realize that this person does not know what they're talking about. Okay, that's out of the way. So most people, they understand and they realize that studying grammar is important. But even once you've understood that grammar is important, you need to be able to make this distinction between basic grammar and high impact grammar. So what those books do, the textbooks, popular textbooks like the Medina series, is they give grammar, okay, applied grammar, which is good, but it's basic grammar. And what you need in order to be able to read is not basic grammar. What you need is high impact grammar. In other words, you need a bird's eye view of the entire language. And so that when you see a verb followed by multiple isms, you need to know which of the nouns is the one doing the verb and which of the nouns is the one upon whom the verb is being done. And all of the adverbs and prepositional phrases, you need to be able to relate them back to the verb. And if there's no verb and you're dealing with a nominal sentence, then nominal sentences can become large. And when they're large, you need to be able to distinguish from where to where is the mubtada and where to where is the khabar. In a nutshell, that's all of grammar. I just gave you all of grammar in like 30 seconds. Okay, so to get this understanding is not particularly difficult. All you need is about 3 hours of focused effort. And I have a video on this channel that's currently at about 180,000 views. And it's a workshop that I've been teaching for about 10 years, over 10 years. And over 1 million people have gone through it. And the current version on YouTube is at 180,000 views. So I would highly recommend anybody that's watching this to look into the description and access that workshop and go through it. Inshallah, I think it will help you tremendously and you'll enjoy the learning experience, and then you'll be able to begin guided reading. Now, so step number one is obviously to know the alphabet, and that goes without saying. So it's not even worth spending any time on speaking about that. I don't need to explain to you the importance of being able to read the script. Okay, so we could just consider that out of the way. Step two, there's a difference of opinion amongst the teachers. Some people say that step two should be vocabulary building, and some say that step two should be basic grammar. What I would say is both of those approaches are flawed. Okay, to say that vocabulary building should be step two is fundamentally flawed. And the reason it's flawed is because the majority of meanings in Arabic, they don't even come from words. So if all you're doing is memorizing the meaning of words, you're not making any progress at all. When they say basic grammar should be the next thing that students should focus on, I would disagree with that as well, because basic grammar does not empower you to be able to read books. Okay, what you need in order to be able to read books is not basic grammar. What you need is a high impact grammar. Or stated otherwise, you need the most broadly applicable aspects of the language that you would expect to encounter in practically every sentence. So if somebody can teach you those things, and the kicker is that it's not at the beginning of the textbook. Like even the classical manuals in grammar, like the Ajrumiyya and the Qatrun Nada, they don't start with that. They don't start with the most broadly applicable aspects of the language at the beginning of the matan. They'll talk about things that are largely irrelevant to non-native speakers. Okay, because those manuals and those books, they were written for people that were growing up in an Arab speaking environment. So intuitively, they already knew how the language works. You see? So what they needed is they needed to know about Arab indicators, and they needed to know about how to fluctuate the end of the ism based on how it's being used, because they already know how it's used. So the roles of the isms is infinitely more important than being able to apply the indicators correctly, because 90% of it is Dhamma, Fatha, Kasra anyways. So Dhamma is used in order to reflect Rafa, Fatha is used in order to reflect Nasab, and Kasra is used in order to reflect Jar, and everything else can be taught based on need and necessity, right? You don't need to know all of that up front. And to spend inordinate amount of times trying to master the Arab indicators is the big mistake. This is a disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And it's the quickest way to lose your motivation and not get to your goal of being able to read. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be able to read as quickly as possible. And in order to get to that goal, what you need a select amount of grammar, not all of grammar. You need a select amount of grammar, but not any select. Not you need the most broadly applicable aspects of language, not the most basic grammar. You need the most high impact grammar, and that's exactly what I've been doing for over 20 years. So if this method appeals to you, and you can see how this will work for you, then step number one is to look in the description and go through the workshop. And if you've already been through the workshop, then I would strongly consider signing up for the premium program, and there should be a link to that as well in the description below. And also the guided reading sessions that I am uploading regularly to YouTube, you should watch them, and inshallah you'll be able to reach fluency more quickly than you ever imagined. And this is how all of the scholars, non-Arab, non-native scholars, they did extensive reading. And so this Al-Manfaluti, for example, the author of the story that I've recently started creating videos on, he was read by all of our respected scholars. Like Mufti Taqi Usmani, for example, I can guarantee you that he read Manfaluti extensively. Okay, and the author of the Qasas al-Nabiyyin, Sheikh Abu Hassan Ali Nadwi, again, you know, the Manfaluti was their go-to. In other words, that's what got them to their own level of fluency, reading Arabic like that. So some of it, inshallah, I'll be continuing to share with you on YouTube. But in order to benefit from any of these guided reading sessions, you have to have the high impact grammar under your belt. So for that, I would suggest looking in the description below and going through that workshop. And with that said, I look forward to speaking with you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.